Good evening, everyone. This is Rodney with the Triton Wave Market Outlook for Wednesday, October 17th, 2012. Let's start by looking at what happened to the ES on Monday and Tuesday. The ES came down to the 55 exponential moving average on the daily, and it's also like a little trend line that goes all the way back to June. It did a reversal, even though the T1 has been going down steadily. Let me see, it's 381 on the overnight. So let's see what the sequence of numbers are. 361, whoops, 361, right? Write these numbers right here, 361, 374, 383. So it's still maintaining a downtrend, even though there was a massive hiccup of from 1419 right up to all this congestion of 1450. So let's take a look at that. When that first broke, these two major trend lines going back about, some of them go back, the top one goes back a year, this one goes back about 6 months. And then there was an inside trend line that was maintained until October 9th. When that broke, I actually thought it was going to come down to the 230 to the 78 and possibly just tank. We got interrupted a little bit, as you can see on yesterday's chart on T2 on the 21-minute. It did a jackknife off of this, and there was a lot of short covering. It's still into resistance of the line of tops. This is the bottoms of the lows, rather, of all these, of this 5-day collection of candles. And then this was resistance on the way up. It poked through it, and this still, 1450 still becomes a line in the sand. So overnight, now it's come up to that point. That's an inside trend line on these two major outside ones. So we'll wait and see what happens. Right now, it looks like it's blown its top off over the last 2 days. I did roll out of all my positions into the next month. So even though it did move up, the hit that I took was small compared to if I stayed in it for the week. Goldman Sachs as well. When this started coming down off the peak on September 14th, I actually thought it was going to settle down and make a top of a head and come down to 104. It came down to 111 and then just started taking off again. Let me see where this is. So let me see, 257 on T1, 262 and back to 257. So it went up and came down. I still, even though the waves look okay on the upside here, I still think Goldman has a chance to come back down to 109, 110. So they all look pretty good, but they don't look that great. Let me show you what happened on the I actually did play this today on the 144 tick chart. Let me see where I got in here. I did this play right around when the ticks fell, when the T3 went below 0 right here. I waited to see whether it was just going to go down here, and I waited until it went down. Then it came back up again, and I took a position at 124.03 and wrote it down to 122.42. It's a very short option play that lasted for like an hour, and an hour and a half, less than an hour and a half. So it was a nice trade, and it was very liquid in the option pit, and overnight it's even continued down. And actually, another reason why I liked Goldman to the downside is because even though the market was up at 1.123, Goldman was down all day long. So it was moving counter trend, and it finished, and the Dow finished up 127, and Goldman was down 128. So it looks like a little bit wants to come off the top here. It's a double top here on the left, and I probably will reshort this, or at least do a day trade tomorrow. The options don't expire till Friday, so there's plenty of room here. Okay, taking a look at Baidu. Baidu continues to go sideways, up a little bit. It tanked from 113, 114 down to 106 last week, and then worked its way back up again. There's no reason with T4, T5, T4, T3 buried below zero. All the long waves on the daily. There's no reason to believe that this will not continue on the downside. If you're trading for the long term and you're shorting the stock, stay in it. If you're day trading it, then the play on the 21 was 10.11, and it's just starting to creep below zero. I think the last trade. Okay, the last two hash marks on Baidu were to the downside. So it may be rollover time for Baidu also. Okay, Apple on the daily. Apple had a nice move from 623 up to 650. The daily T1 is completely below zero, T2, now T3, and T4 is been below, half of the wave has been below zero for 2 days, for Monday and Tuesday. So I still think this is a short. It may come up and try to hit this. You may get a little action tomorrow on the 21. You can see that it's hit the 377 one time, two times. It'll probably hit it again, 653, and it's starting to show signs of rolling over. And the main wave on T5, the dark blue one, is below zero. Let's just take a look and see what that looks like on Apple, on the ABC waves. That went above there, and it's starting. Same thing's happening on the ABC waves. The long wave is below zero. All right, on Google. Usually in a market that's been up strong 2 days in a row, Google would be up 15, 16 points. But with the strength of the T1 moving steadily below zero. See, when it was on a rise back up here in August, July, August, it would move up like 46. It would move up 10, 12 points in a day. So now that this is rolling over, and also on the 21-minute cash price, T5 is below zero. Even though the market was up 127, Google could only manage $3.72. And you can see that the 8 and the 21 are coming together. If they cross again to the downside, it'll be the first time since July 18th. So I don't like Google on the upside. I think Google is a sell here. We just have to wait until, I'm waiting for one more indication for this dark blue line that you see here. It's plus 0.1. I'm waiting for it to be negative on at least two hash marks, and then come below zero, and then come back up and kiss it, and short it at that moment. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of the Triton waves on the left and the ABC waves on the right, and we can see they're almost, as I've noted before, the Triton waves are a little bit smoother, but you can see the same kind of consistency with above and below zero. So these are starting to, T5 is below zero a little bit, has been below zero since October, since the beginning of October, and the fluctuations above and below are all placed keeping in mind that it's below zero, so they're shorts and not longs. As soon as this goes below the 377, both on either one, whether using the ABC waves or looking at the Triton waves overnight on the updates, it's the same play. So I would look for Google to start rolling over. I wanted to look at one more thing here. Let's go back to the ES. And put in here the daily chart of, let's see here. Let's put the daily chart of the Aussie yen. Now we can see from the past few days, can't have them both up here at the same time apparently. The last few days this has gone sideways, dipped down, gone up, peaked, almost touched, overnight touched, looks like a new high by 100 points on the ES, or one point, one or two handles. But on the daily, it steady stream down, and then it's only up to the 50%, it's only up to a 50% retracement from this peak up here on September 13th. And, oh wait a minute, have I got the right day here? Whoops, I am doing this wrong. Hang on 1 second. I'm doing the 21 instead of the daily. Alright, that's better. Okay, so September 14th is back here, and September 14th on the Aussie yen is back here. So this is retraced about 618%, and this is retraced not even 50%. So, you know my feeling on this, if there's risk off on the Aussie yen, they are the forerunner to what's going to happen in the US markets. So that's all I have for now. Good luck trading, and I will see you at the next update.